I found it interesting when I was looking over their poster last night that they took their exponential forms and then to prove that they were equivalent to each other, they wrote it out in expanded form. And then they rewrote their expanded form in a way we haven't seen before. So I was thinking, what if I had written something like this? In expanded form. And then I tried to group it in a way that they did over here. Ooh. And if I tried to group like they did, how could I write it in one of these ways to just look at it differently? Where's the 4 coming from?
2 times 2.
So I've got 2 squared. And by the times 3, you mean I have to take that times itself 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
So I take this to the 3rd power. What? So I have 2 squared times itself 3 times.
So it'll be 4 to the 3rd power.
Which is also what I wrote originally was 2 to the 6th power.
Oh, can you do 4 to the 3rd?
What? But wouldn't it be the same as 4 to the 6th power?
Which is also the same as 4 to the 3rd. But for a moment, I was just looking at what if I kept it as a base of 2? Could I look at the way they were writing all that and make some sense of it? What if I had 4 times 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you guys would write that as 4 to the 8th power, right? Yeah. So we know it's equivalent to 4 to the 8th power. If I try to group it the way Becca and Josh and Stephen did, if I group it like this, now how can I write it instead of 4 to the 8th? Jade?
4 to the 2nd, or yeah, 4 to the 2nd power, parentheses around that. What if it was an odd? Put 4 on 4.
I have 4 groups of that, which is the same as 4 to the 8. So what if I had, you guys would write that as 6 to the 4th. But now if I grouped it differently,
Oh, I know.
I could group it how? 6 to the 2nd.
Parentheses to the...
Which is also that 6 to the 4th.
I get it.
Alyssa?
What if there was not a number? So you couldn't do it if there was not a number?
Well, depending on how I wanted to group it. If I wanted to group it the way Becca's group was with the groups of 2, no. But maybe there's a way I could group it in groups of 3.
Yeah.
Can you try one, Sarah?
Like if there were 9 of them.
So 9 sixes? So now how do you want me to group it, Sarah? Groups of 3?
Yeah.
So now how could I write it?
It'd be 6 to the 3rd.
6 to the 3rd.
And then that.
Is that the same as 6 to the 9th?
I don't understand where you're getting, like, where at the end it has the number and then, like, 6th and then 3rd. I don't understand how you get, yeah, that number.
How do we get that number out here?
There's that.
Yeah, I have questions.
Somebody explain to Alyssa how we get this number out here. Colin?
Because that's how many of the groups you have before.
So the 6 to the 3rd is telling me this. This is 6 to the 3rd. This is 6 to the 3rd. This is 6 to the 3rd.
And then that's
We've always been looking at the groups, or expanded form, and making the groups. What if somebody said, I have this? What is that? All cleaned up, written as one base and an exponent. 4 to the 3rd squared. How many 4s would I have written out altogether?
2.
6.
Why would I have 6 4s?
There's 2 groups of 4. There's 2 groups of 3 4s.
So in expanded form, there's one 4 to the 3rd and another 4 to the 3rd. So I could write this instead of 4 to the third to the second, I could write this as 4 to the 6. If I had 6 to the 5th, and that's all raised to the third power, I could write that as 6 to the 15.
Multiply the small numbers.
So
You multiply the exponents.
how can I write that on our list over there?
A to the M to the N.
A to the M, all of that to the N. Sorry, Heather, what did you say?
And then you could have like A to the A times M times N.
M times N.
I think you should.